Hello and welcome back to the Model Railway Photographer, and let's crack on with this episode's
Topic on track.
So today, you lucky people, we're going to be exploring the Chatham Model Railway show. Let's have a chat about Chatham. Welcome to Chatham Model Railway Show, and here we are, we've arrived. A really interesting building. Actually, they used to make nuclear subs in here, so hopefully they've got rid of all the old uranium and things. Here we have a gorgeous little traction engine, absolutely beautiful. They had a little display out the front with a massive steam crane. There you can see the ducks at the bottom. You could pay and you could try and hook a duck, win a prize. They were also doing a driver experience in a diesel train. That started from 1 p.m. So that looked like a lot of fun. Don't know how much they were charging for that. So here we are inside the show. It's a really beautiful looking building. And I thought I would start off by doing a tour of the whole thing, because I don't generally see much of that on YouTube. So it's nice to, if you're coming in future, know where things are and have a general gist of the size of the show. So we're starting just by the entrance. We went off to the left and just doing a pan around shot here, just so you can see the scale of everything. It's a pretty big show. We have the Key Model World Hornby magazine stand here, so they were selling all of their bits and bobs. They had a load of the PJM model kits over there as well, which is what I used, I have to be honest, on my platforms. So here you go, you can see in the left there the platform kits, and they do all sorts of stuff. He's a really talented guy, Phil, so definitely check his stuff out. There's a food area here, so you could buy sandwiches and things, have a sit down and take a load off. This is the back left hand corner of the show, Roxley Models, which is actually my local model shop, and I went to their show a while back at Denby's Wine Estate. It was brilliant. Always get great customer service in there, so do check them out if you're in the area, or go on their website, because as I say, I've always had very positive experiences with them. They've got a loyalty program as well. So starting to walk down the alley here, the first, actually I suppose it would be the second one, with all of the traders on the left and the right. You've got a few layouts as well. And don't worry, I will be looking at the layouts later on. They are to come. Let's say we'll start with a tour first, so we can really get our bearings, see what's going around. And yes, I have to do battle with many people's rucksacks, this guy being no exception. And it's a bit of a challenge just to try and keep a rucksack out of your face. Here we've got some beautiful trees. I didn't see Primo model trees are great. I really do recommend checking those out. I've got a couple of Primo model trees on my layout and they are wonderful. The train sporters boxes here, so wonderful again if you're looking to move some of your rolling stock about, keep it protected. Southern Scale Models, I've bought stuff from them at shows in the past before, also great. Big retailers on the right and the left here. So many locos, honestly. Doesn't matter what area you're into, you're going to find something here that you like. Again, the layouts, we'll have a look at those closer up later on. More stalls, stalls upon stalls upon stalls. It is a treasure trove, this place. So if you're in the Kent area, and if you're even further afield, book an Airbnb and come down and check it out next year, because it is great. Golden Arrow, I'm not quite sure what they do, but sounds pretty good. Oh, I have a love affair with Cardiff Canton. It's potentially my favourite layout. We'll have a look at that later on, and I do apologise in advance for the amount of Cardiff Canton footage in this video. It is gorgeous. This, I believe, was Fairford. For the first time, I want to say they'd put two of their layouts together. So they had Fairford East and then Fairford Depot as well. So that was great. They had a fiddle yard in between connecting the two. Very, very creative, a very scenic layout. So again, that's something that we'll have a look at. A Bunter's Yard. It's funny, you suddenly see people looking at you in a funny way that you didn't really realise when you were filming the thing. But again, Bunter's Yard do great stuff. More rucksacks, nice ponytail, wonderful. Right, what have we got here? Just past Sam from Emperor's Path doing his weathering. Buggles, Kelly stations on the left there. Who are these guys? Azura, was that? Very nice. More kits and models everywhere. It is a treasure trove of stuff. Columbia Wharf, again, may well have that one coming up as well. So now we're walking down towards the entrance area again. On the left we had the Helgian and Acura scale area. I did a close-up look at that as well. Once we've had a tour, I did have a close look at some of the manufacturer stands so we can see what is coming up from those guys. Some really good stuff on the way. I have a few pre-orders in. Don't know how I'm going to pay for it all, but that's kind of the same problem that everybody has, right? But yeah, looking forward to that stuff. They had a huge G-gauge, perhaps, layout down the bottom here, which really did, garner a lot of attention. It was massive, really, really big. So you can just see it here on the left-hand side. Really impressive to see. Must be quite the logistical challenge getting that from show to show. So good luck to those guys. Then this is the final aisle. Again, more layouts. This was a beautiful layout on the left as well, which we'll have a closer look at. And more traders on the right hand side. I don't really think there's anything much more I can say other than I've said before. Layouts and traders galore. So I'll just make our way to the back of the show. There's Sawyer Models of Lee, Iron Horse Railway's fame. So they were there selling their wares. I'm sure they're great as well. So just past Linda there. Didn't mean to film that lovely lady. And then there's a final layout at the back left there, which again I believe was something quite special, which we'll have a look at later. But this was the back end corner of the show, so having a pan around and you can see the whole setup. It is massive. Right, here is the Bachmann and EFE area. So they had quite a few things on display here, so just having a look at the cabinets, and there is the new EFE Class 313, which I have on pre-order. Network Southeast, can't wait. Apparently October, November for those of you with pre-orders. Is the Graham Farish area, and then some more 00 stuff here at the bottom, member exclusives. There's the new PCA wagons. They do look really good in real life. It's hard with the reflection, so I do apologise if we get any reflections in the way. A new Tornado, which again looks really nice. Panning across Peppercorn and down to the new 8Fs. When I had my old layout, I did actually have one of these 8Fs on pre-order, but now with the new layout, can't really justify it anymore. So instead, I've pre-ordered one of these. My local train, the 171 Turbo Star in Southern livery, and these look absolutely wonderful. Cannot wait for these to turn up. So again, any of those of you with pre-orders or those, you won't be disappointed by the looks of things. And then we've got the Jubilee here, which again looks like it's coming along very nicely, and there's a selection of Jubilees to choose from. Right, and more detailed look at the Acura scale stand. These are the new 08s. And again, I have got one of these on pre-order in the coal sector livery. So many variations here. You know it's a Acura scale. It's probably going to be good if they don't get too much detail in the way of making it run properly. That's a different issue. But these look great. Again, I cannot wait. Nicely proportioned, looking wonderful. Here is the Electro Star. Again, another one of my local heroes. This is the engineering prototype, I believe, and again, all the intricate detailing on it looks wonderful. So I have had to pre-order one of these. It is a lot of money, yes, that'll be a fun build, but it'll be wonderful when it arrives. Can't wait to have one of these in the collection. And again, another pre-order. This is the Austerity. They are due on the 3rd of September, I believe. So very, very nearly time for those to turn up from when this video is published. And again, looks great. Some bale hacks here, just clearing out any snow if you need to. And they're next to the Class 92s, which do look great. I have been tempted by one of these 92s, but I've decided not to go for it so far. And again, what we got here, the 60s, which I believe is award-winning. I went for the Cavalex version on my layout, but I'm sure the Acura scale version is wonderful as well. Is Tom from Buggles Kelly Station, and I had to have a look at the bin faces because I admit I'm going to be adding one to my layout. Apologies for that. Right, this isn't a random child. This is actually my son having a go at driving James. He's obsessed with trains. I wonder where he gets that from. It was lovely. They had this layout for the little ones to have a go on. He is obsessive normally about getting the coaches in the platform properly. He came up a little bit short on the first go, so just trying to nudge them in. He did a good job on Have a Go Junction. Right, now we're getting into the layout section. So instead of just waffling on, I will let you enjoy these layouts and I'll pipe up if there's any pertinent info that I've got to add.
Okay, making it do better this time.
My son was absolutely obsessed with this. Everything worked. The turntables, the doors opened and closed, and I wish I'd got more footage of it because it was gorgeous. This layout I believe is called Chroma, and I think it was fairly recently featured in Hornby magazine. And O-Gauge is somewhat easier to film than anything else because it is big, so you can get your camera to play ball a bit more. And we had this beautiful EWS maroon class 37 pulling out of the station, so I couldn't help but get that. When we go to shows, we do have a Gronk counting game, which I'll have to introduce you to at some other point. My beloved Cardiff Canton. Such a beautiful layout. Where do I begin? I just love everything about it. The weathering, the tones used in the layout. So many lovely diesels. We've got this beautiful Class 56 here. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of visual interest. Lots of play value. Absolutely stunning. The weathering on this Class 47 was gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I don't quite think the camera picks out all the details, but it was absolutely beautiful. I have noticed the theme of more Network Southeast coming to shows, and I'm wondering if that's because the people of the 80s and early 90s are coming of age now, so it's becoming more of a childhood memory and something that's becoming a bit more common. As this thumper comes into the station, and he sold me a bit of a dummy because stopped a little quick. There we go. Now, I believe this was part of Fairford Depot. So you have this section where they've got the depot, the fiddle yard, then links over to Fairford East, both of which are beautiful layouts. I think actually he did say that they have tried to do it once before, it didn't work that well, but this time apparently it was working great and it looked it. Honestly, hats off to these guys because this was a beautiful layout. Nice waves. The foliage on this layout was spectacular. Absolutely stunning. Honestly, I think the pictures just speak for themselves.
And there wasn't a seat anywhere. I got stuck all the way to Leeds.
Doesn't sound fun.
I wouldn't sit at all. I told the woman outside, if anyone needs it, the back on the door. Yeah, yes, I'm going to come. You were playing? HS2. It's a really big hole. What was wrong with the 202? Was it functioning?
This layout is definitely worth a mention. It was O gauge, massive bridge as the central feature. Trains running all the time, there was never a dull moment. You can see there's a funicular on the right hand side, that works as well. The whole thing was beautiful. O gauge is stunning. This was lovely. I really did enjoy this layout. This is Ropley down at the Watercress line. So for any of those who have been there, you probably recognise it because it is a very faithful recreation of the original. There is no guesswork required as to where it is. You just look at it. If you've been there, you know. And it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All the fine details are there. Really, really a wonderful effort.
He's just had a knee replacement.
He's had a knee.
Okay.
Yeah, but hang on, you put that right in the left. It's literally the other.
What a show. Well, I really hope you did enjoy that. It is a tremendous show and one I would recommend you pop in your diary for next year, not to be missed. Well, I hope all those layouts have put you in the mood for some
running on rails.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed that. And now it's time for everybody's favourite. It is the
Not so weekly. Weekly whistle.
Yes, it is the not so weekly whistle. And we'll start by revealing the answer to last week's whistle. So here we go. Drum roll, please. The answer was Flying Scotsman. Yeah, I thought I'd start with an easy one. So I don't know how many of you got that. I hope a few of you did. I'm sure you did. And well, I thought perhaps this week we'll try something a little bit different. So to remind you new viewers as to the not so weekly whistle, basically I play a clip of a whistle or a horn, and then you have to do your best to try and guess what it could be. And then if you think you know, pop your comment down below, and then I'll reveal the answer in the next episode. So without further delay, let's listen to this week's whistle. Well, a fairly distinctive horn this week, and maybe one that we've heard already this episode. So if you think you know what it is, pop your answer down in the comments section below. And if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, and please do consider subscribing. It is completely free of charge and I'd really appreciate it. Well, that all being said, I'll see you next time on the Model Railway Photographer. Cheers for now.